afternoon, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here this evening, this afternoon, because we're going to celebrate something really wonderful, tree planting. Now, how many of you filled out these leaves I see on this tree? Raise your hands and let me know. You guys did a great job. I was reading these leaves earlier to see if you really captured the importance of planting trees, and you sure did. You wrote about all the great things that trees do for us. Of course, they provide shade in the summer, but they also stop the wind from blowing in the winter. They block the wind. They provide homes for animals. And you also caught the part about the fact that they take carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and turn it into oxygen, which we all need to breathe. They also do an incredible job of filtering water. If there's pollution in the water, the trees and the roots in the soil work together to purify water. So trees are really an extraordinary thing, and I'm glad that you're learning about that in school, and more importantly, getting to see trees planted on your own school grounds. My name is Leo Roy, and I'm the Commissioner of the Department of Conservation and Recreation. So we care about these things. We care about conserving our natural resources. We care about providing places for outdoor recreation, be that running, biking, hiking, swimming, camping, all the great things you can do in the outdoors. Because we realize the importance of spending time in the outdoors is good for our health, good for our souls, and good for our minds. It clears things up. So I really appreciate your being here today to celebrate with us. 4 years ago, Governor Baker decided to embark on a program called Greening the Gateway Cities. And what he wanted to do was to plant trees for all the benefits that I've just outlined for you. And so he challenges us at the Department of Conservation and Recreation to see how many trees we can plant. About a year ago, we were up in Lynn, Massachusetts, where we planted our 10,000th tree. And that was in about 3 years' time. And the governor, who's a big tall guy, he's about 6'6", looked over at me, and I looked up at him like this. And he said, "Commissioner, we want you to plant another 10,000 trees as fast as you can." And so we've risen to the challenge, and with a great staff at the DCR, we're trying to do just that. And we've got a wonderful partner here in the city of Brockton. We've had a great program going here for the last couple of years. We've got another year left to go in the program, and the difference that we're making in this community won't be felt so much this year or next year, but as you guys get older and maybe have kids of your own in 15 years, in 20 years, these trees that are fairly small today will be very tall and have wonderful crowns, those big collection of leaves at the top. And that's where the trees provide the greatest benefit to all of us. There's an old saying that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. And the reason for that is it provides the benefits, right? So the best time, and they say the second best time to plant a tree is today. And that's what we're doing. We can't go back 20 years to plant the trees, but we can plant as many trees today as we can to make a difference for the future. We started this program of Greening the Gateway Cities here in Brockton in 2017. So far, we've planted 1,236 trees, and we're on track by the end of the year. The end of our season is middle of November, to plant 1,400 trees. Of those, 100 trees have been planted on school property, and 40 at your school right here have been planted, including these American elms that are behind me. Brockton used to have wonderful trees all over the city, elm trees, but they got a disease some years ago and many of them died. And that's why we're trying to return the American elm to Brockton. The other significance of planting this tree today is the state tree of Massachusetts is the elm. Did I hear? I think I heard American elm in the background. I'll take it back. Exactly right. So we're actually planting the state tree here. But this work does not happen in a vacuum. It takes a partnership. Just like the sports teams that you're on, it brings everybody working together. Everybody, of course, watched the Red Sox win, right? Wasn't that incredible? The thing that struck me about those guys and their success was how much they appreciated each other. When they were coming out from an at-bat, you know, they'd get the high fives and they got the support of their teammates. What struck me about this Red Sox team was how they worked together and how they appreciated the contributions of each other. And I think we all can learn, adults and young people can learn a lesson from that, because that's what brings about success. And that's what we've had here in the tree planting program in Brockton. We've had great respect and admiration for our partners and a great amount of teamwork. You are so fortunate here in Brockton to have Bill Carpenter as your mayor. He's doing an outstanding job, and I'd like to ask him to say a few words. Oh, where is he?
Hiding over here.
Hiding over here. Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, and first of all, welcome to the City of Brockton, and it's great to have you and the entire DCR team here with us today. First, you know, this has been a great program for the City of Brockton. As the Commissioner mentioned, we're in our second year. This program that we were selected to participate in is a 3-year program. So, you know, our goal is to make sure that by this time next year, we've planted at least 2,000 new trees in the City of Brockton. And that is an enormous number of trees, particularly if you consider we're only planting in just the south central corridor of the city. I want to be sure to thank our legislators up on Beacon Hill, who are also instrumental in helping us to qualify and be selected for this program. Representative Cassidy, who's here, and the entire legislative delegation. And I want to be sure I mention Matt Dyer, also from DCR, who's here overseeing the project in the city on a daily basis and has been a great partner for us to work with as a city. I think the Commissioner mentioned a lot of the reasons why this is so important, but you know, I was just recently at a mayor's conference where they actually did a whole presentation to us on urban forests and talking about how critical it is for cities like Brockton to be regreening, just what we're doing with this, to be rebuilding our tree canopy. And this is a movement in cities across the country, and with this program we are far ahead of what most cities are doing. But as we're trying to continue to develop Brockton into a livable city with livable neighborhoods where people want to live and people want to come to, replenishing our supply of trees and building that tree canopy is critical. So it saves us a lot of energy as we rebuild the tree canopy. It helps us keep inside buildings, help us stay cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. We became a green community a couple of years ago, and this is one small piece of our overall strategy of being a green community by reducing our energy consumption, reducing our carbon footprint, and these trees that we're planting will help us do that.